Got Travis in the middle of a sentence. So
He
what's up?
did give me the 3-2-1.
I did not. Yeah, well, I could have done the 3-2-1. That would, but where's the fun in that?
I know. Keep you on my toes.
I know. I'm telling you, man, that's good stuff. Right. So, welcome, ladies and people, and wonderful friends of ours.
Hi,
Uh,
everybody.
we are going to start the. We're going to start the conversations of. We're going to start talking about Star Wars a little bit. So
Because
last
nobody
week,
is.
well, nobody is talking about it on the internet, and therefore it falls upon us to talk about it on the internet because.
Yes. To share our Star Wars opinions.
Yeah,
Because nobody has done that really ever and on any platform. So, we're groundbreaking here, folks. So
very groundbreaking.
strap in.
Yes. And since Star Wars, the original trilogy was just recently released, I think we have to say spoilers because we'll be talking about things that if you haven't seen the films yet, we might spoil them. So spoilers ahead. And the first spoiler is Han shot first. Dude,
no.
don't even. No.
No, 100%.
Yeah.
No, 100%. He did. And the whole argument that I like to lead with that whole scene is look at the lead up. Okay, what is Han? He is a freaking scoundrel, dude. He is. He's just like it's like he's just like everything about that him in that scene draws your eye and draws your attention to, hey, look over here, look over here, and yeah, now you're dead because it's just 100%. In all honesty, I know that they have switched things between the versions, and I'll be honest, I would have to look up which one, but
well, you had the originals, right? The originals, and then Lucas came back and he was like, "This doesn't really fit my vision," and now the technology has caught up to what my vision's in my head, and so he, they recolor graded some stuff, they added in some, buffed up the special effects a little bit, and then I think that was like the special edition or something like that. But then it was released again with even more added stuff and more CGI goodness, and I think he went a little too far, in my opinion. I mean, I like enhanced. I like the original trilogy. Obviously, my favorite is Empire Strikes Back. That's such a good film. Yeah, it was. So talking Star Wars, like the very first one, I'll start with the New Hope, right? I mean, it holds up to today, but you got to think in 1977, when you sit down, you sit in the theater, you've never seen anything like that before. There really hadn't been anything like that on screen.
It was
that opening scene where the Star Destroyer just flies right over, and you've got the Williams score and the lasers, and then bam, you got Vader walking in, and it's just like, I mean, it just grabs you. I mean, it really does just grab you. And Mr. Winters says hi. He is a huge Star Wars nerd.
Welcome.
Yes. It really was. It was very iconic. I mean, the story's been told, right? Good versus evil.
Boy off farm. Yeah.
Yeah, but the way that the story was told, I thought it was really well done. Empire is my favorite because it's dark. The bad guys win, which doesn't happen very often in film. It's always usually a happy ending, and everything gets tidied up in a nice little bow. But Empire was pretty powerful. Yeah, I loved it, and I still love it to this day. Return of the Jedi, I think, is kind of the weakest of the three. The reason I say that is because you have this elite stormtroopers. Like even Obi-Wan was saying in the first one, he's like, look at how precise they are. Look at these blaster marks. These are very precise people. And you know, I don't know what Lucas was thinking as we got to Return of the Jedi, but having them get beaten down by teddy bears with sticks and spears that are apparently piercing their armor with no problems. I was like, you know, I'm not buying it. I'm really not. The space battle though around the Death Star, that was epic.
Sure.
That was epic. That was an epic space battle. I absolutely loved it. I thought it was so awesome. I love the duel between Skywalker and his dad and Vader.
Oh yeah.
Luke actually taps into the dark side. His rage comes out. I was like, this is cool. But the whole Ewok thing just really bothered me. Anyway, so no, I'm just kind of rambling.
You know, valid. But as Barney Stinson from How I Met Your Mother stated, you are on the one side of the Ewok line, my friend. So there is that part in there just a little bit, I believe. So I believe that holds true just a bit here. Now, okay, we can jump into the Ewoks. Sure, right now. The thing with the Ewoks, and don't get me wrong, I'm on your side mostly in this deal. Okay.
All right.
But there is, again, a little bit of that George Lucas kind of suspend disbelief here a little bit. So go with me out on this limb. We have the Ewoks, who are.
This is going to get rich. All right.
We're on a primitive planet, and I believe, and anybody else can correct me on pronunciation. Gorex, I believe, is the primitive. Cowboys. Well, they are. I mean, there's they're space wizards too. I mean, space wizard cowboy. You know. But it's the Gorex. I think that's how you pronounce it. Is I believe a race or a type of monster on Endor, and they are ginormous and they are ferocious, and they find Ewoks crunchy and tasty with ketchup. Okay, so it's one of those that they've developed the tools and tech to be able to withstand things like that. Now,
for sure. So you're talking about the books and everything that has come after the film, but
that's still considered canon, mind you. Okay, but so Murder Bears. Oh, they'll give you the Care Bear stare, man. You know. Okay, so now, so
oh my God.
So let's go ahead. Okay, let's go ahead and analyze it just a little bit. Okay, everyone. Travis is going to rant. Strap in.
Oh my God.
So you have them already using tools and primitive, not necessarily siege weapons, but almost to a degree, and or at least guerrilla warfare. Which, hey, freaking Murder Bears, let's go. Now there are a few scenes in there that I don't agree with. So I am okay. So as far as let's start small and work up. Their spears and their bow and arrows. Yes, I 100% agree. They should never be able to pierce any part of the actual armor anywhere. However, is it possible? And yes, there's not going to be an episode that I'm not going to wrap in D&D people. Is none of those Ewoks rolled a 20, rolled a crit.
Oh dear God!
And hit in between the armor, hit in between. I mean, it's possible. Okay, to drop them. No, but it's possible. Okay, again, shaky limb. Come on, more of you guys out on here. More weight on the shaky.
You were like, no. Like, so the limb was already shaky, and you have just springboarded off the limb.
No,
dude, totally.
It's still good. It's still good. As it's much more people can get on this limb.
Oh no, sir.
So But there are, like I say, some even that I can't even excuse, even though I want to, because I'm on the other side of the Ewok line, everybody. And that is like the two-legged um, armored carrier. And I'm sorry, I know my nerd card should revoke that. I don't have
That's an
every single model
you talking about
memorized.
the AT-AT Walker?
The smaller two-legged one?
Yeah, the ATST.
Yes. The one where they let loose a bunch of logs. Like
so that was okay. That was cool.
Okay.
And
well, it was cool, but that's the one that I really disagree with because I'm sorry. But the legs weren't meant to. No, 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 no. Wood, titanium, metal, whatever. I don't buy it. Whatever.
it was like now it was all like he was all like doing this shimmy. He's like, and then it just kind of fell over. And as we all know, when anything big falls over, it's an instant explosion.
Right.
It just happens. I mean, if you look at anything from Stallone or Arnold's movies, like, you know, you just flick the semi truck in a certain direction and it just blows up. It's just, you know, actually, so it's total side note. Those types of explosions and stuff in film made me terrified when I turned 16 to drive. Because I was like, oh my God, what if I accidentally like bump my car into a pole? Mm-hmm. Is my car going to blow up?
Mm-hmm. Instantaneously.
Instantaneously. Yeah.
Yep. You know what? That inspires me to start writing something that just ridiculously, just a movie just centered around explosions. That'd be fun. That'd be fun. Ooh.
Could they be? Are they the rejects? Like, you have all failed. Go to the moon.
You are on scary bear duty. Just walk.
Murder bear.
Murder bear. It's just. You know what? I'm just gonna go to the rec room, man. I'm just. You know, they're not gonna be able to come through the blast doors. We're good.
Yeah, I mean, Return of the Jedi. You know. In my opinion, it's one of the weakest of the three original trilogies. I think Empire is actually the strongest, and A New Hope is really close. Like, one, because New Hope set the stage, right? It really 100%. Just
even though it did have the Hollywood ending.
It did. It had the 100% the Hollywood ending where they screwed over Chewie, but that's okay. It was for its time incredibly groundbreaking. Mm-hmm. Nobody had seen those types of effects work.
Right.
The story, again, was nothing really unique. And this is where I kind of get people a little upset with me about Star Wars. So, I know. Luckily, nobody can throw any canned fruit in my direction right now because we are safe behind the walls of the internet.
Canned fruit?
Yeah. Well, I mean, instead of fresh fruit, you know, they throw in canned fruit. Anyway.
Ow.
Yeah, it would hurt.
Ow. Okay. Jeez.
So we've talked about Indiana Jones, right?
Yep.
And then we're talking about, so we're going to say the same kind of George Lucas world imagination.
Sure.
Indiana Jones is really story driven and very character driven. Mm-hmm. Star Wars, this is my opinion, is a special effects driven with a story behind it. So Indiana Jones is very character and story driven with special effects coming behind the story and the characters, whereas Star Wars is mostly effects driven. If you look at The New Hope, the story is not unique. It's really not. The story has been told. That version of the story has been. I mean,
sure, but let me ask you this.
But the effects is what made everyone just go, oh.
Well, sure. Yeah, that's undeniable with the effects. But let me ask you this though, and even though because
that's my opinion.
What story has been? Every story has been told. You can only tell different versions of the old. I agree with that to some degree of that. But my thing is this: if you're gonna watch The New Hope, and you are left when credits roll with no questions. And granted, yes, you can have seen all the movies backwards and forwards try to put yourself back into, seeing it for the first time.
True.
What other that movie makes you question so many things, not just logistics about this, that, or the third. And I didn't have time to watch the Mythbuster episode that they tested a few Star Wars things, which maybe we'll get to if we have time. But the A New Hope, like you said, I 100% agree with, is the fact that it starts off the series well. It has so many things that the lead alludes to. Well, what happened beforehand? Yeah, I know we have the prequels, people. Bear with me. At one point, we didn't.
We can't talk about that. That's next week.
I know we're not talking about the prequels or the saga afterwards that eventually. I know we're not going to. I'm not saying anything now. I'm just saying we're staying guys. That was our bet. We're gonna stick to the first three. Okay, we're sticking to the first three. So first off, so I treat the original trilogy much like I do the Back to the Future trilogy. Okay, as a kid, I would have definitely reordered it in a different way. As an adult, a different way. As a kid, though, I gotta say it's really kind of weird to see on how things flipped, because originally I would have rated it Return, New Hope, and then my least favorite would have been Empire. As an adult, though, I'm sorry, Empire takes it. Like, even with this last rewatch, I'm watching the whole thing.
That's very
and I'm just like, yeah. And the thing is, I really enjoy Empire. New Hope is great. It makes me think. I mean, just it's such a good overall around story. I love it. And then Return, it's a little bit more. I've been trying to find a good way to verbalize this, and I don't think it's adequate enough. But I think Return has a little bit too much of they stepped in a little bit too much into the tropes. I guess
merchandising.
Thank you, and that's what I kind of felt like. It just kind of some of the screenshots,
dude.
Or just
and this is one of the coolest things, though. I mean, okay, so aside from the films, though,
yeah,
Lucas is in his imagination, and I've said this before. I think Lucas is a very brilliant. He's got such a brilliant imagination, and he has a really good way of putting it down on paper.
Mm-hmm.
He's not a good director, but if it wasn't for his imagination and being able to put pen to paper in a way that people can interpret it, we would never get stuff like this in the artistic world. The Millennium Falcon is one of the most iconic ships that has ever hit the screen. It's fantastic.
So much so that in any other space genre or space iteration, there are nerds constantly looking for it, because you will almost always see like a little nod, a little hat tip to the Millennium Falcon in some way, just enough to get beyond like trademarks and things like that. But
I put it up there with
artists. I see you.
I put it up there with the Enterprise A. It's such an iconic ship in the sci-fi nerd world. It's like it's so good. One of the cool things that so you take the costumes. As a kid, I fell in love with it, and clearly because I've joined the 501st Legion and I do that sort of thing now. But one of the most iconic characters, and I think it's because they did not give him much screen time. This was very wise. Is Fett,
the man, the myth, the Snorlax snack? What
they screwed it up with the Book of Fett. I'm like, let him be a mystery.
Mm-hmm.
Honestly, I thought that he was like, I mean, just the kit alone is badass. It's so cool. But he was such an iconic bounty hunter, and he didn't have that much screen time.
No,
he really didn't.
No, we saw him less than the Tyrannosaurus, the T-Rex from Jurassic Park. Like literally, he's less. Like he's, and technically less speaking roles too.
Very less speaking roles. I would say that he had as much screen presence when he was on the screen as Vader did.
Yeah. And I mean, he was definitely one of, like, I just remember Fett was always the coolest. Like, Vader was the man, but I just, dude. And especially, yeah. And, I think it was one of those that, even though never mind. I wasn't going to say anything, Josh. Definitely wasn't going to talk about anything underneath the helmet of Bulba, but it.
Nope. So moving along.
No. It's just they did him dirty in return. That's all. That's what I wanted to say originally was.
Oh, I agree
that it was horrible. It was the fact that this is, I mean, arguably like the badass bounty hunter of them all, and he just gets done dirty in the first 15-20 minutes of the movie, and it's just like, for real, like him, like, damn, okay, I guess, I never really sat well with me. Now I know people might take issue, and I apologize, but I need playing to catch up. I haven't watched Mandalorian. I haven't watched anything where they might have given any more stuff on like the Book of Fett and stuff like that. And it just, I don't know. Like, it's one of those that I'm kind of I mean, unless if I really been trying to keep low on spoilers. If they gave a little bit more story and they did it well, I guess I'm with it. But if it did it poorly, then that sucks, But
so one of the, I love the
iconic.
Well, yeah, that's the helmet, but I love the journey. So if you look at the journey of Skywalker,
which one?
Luke, right?
Okay. All right.
So right, so you look at the OT. I mean, he's this go-lucky, happy, derpy kid who is very unhappy on the farm.
Yep.
Meets this old guy. Adventure then happens, and he starts learning about this thing called the Force, and it's this mysterious and mystic thing. It can't really be explained. It's just you accept it for what it is. And then in Empire, all right, we start getting some explanations of what it is. He meets up with Yoda and he starts getting trained, but he's still it's very apparent he's good, Vader's bad. Right? I mean, it's cut and dry. It really is. Luke good, Vader bad. And
Vader comes, you run. Yeah.
Right. They have their first duel. Luke kind of holds his own, but you could tell that Vader is kind of toying with his food. He really is. He was just kind of like, well, let's see what you got. And then one of the coolest things that they did is they changed his breathing. If you notice, Vader's breathing changes once he starts getting pissed off.
Mm-hmm.
And he starts getting mad, and then it's over. Like, whop, there goes the hand, and then it's like it's over that fast.
Well, if you notice it, even from the get-go in the first part, Luke two-handing it the entire time. Vader most of the entire time. Mm-hmm. Yep.
Well, so so funny story about that. But you have the third act, and Luke is all dressed in black, and he actually force chokes 2 Gamorrean guards as he's coming into. So he's using dark side powers.
Yep.
He's supposed to be the good guy.
Mm-hmm.
And we all accept it. We're like, oh, okay, we've seen Vader force choke people. Yeah, okay, this is just what. But no. So Luke had started dabbling. He was like going back and forth.
Mm-hmm.
He's wearing all black. He's got the black glove covering up his mechanical hand. he starts to dabble a little bit, and his anger, you could see it start coming out. And then his final duel with Vader, it's just pure rage. When Vader starts talking about his sister,
that's no.
it's he snaps, and he does go to the dark side, and he beats Vader with the dark side. And it's a switch, and then he catches himself and he pulls himself kind of back, I think, from the brink. But he was, I don't know. I found that very. I've watched it so many times.
Oh
but
yeah, sure.
I've always thought that was like, what would have happened if he did that?
We already saw the outcome of if he does that, though, and then we saw that in Empire when he's on Dagobah and he goes through the cave, and he finds out that, like, if he does give into the dark side, he's just going to become just like Vader. He will become. He might not wear that same mask, but he will, though, and he will be bound by it. And that's the one thing that I really enjoy about this, because, like, there are two Boy Off the Farm stories that I really, really, really bloody enjoy. Star Wars, obviously, one of them, and then David Eddings' The Belgrad. Great series books. If you haven't read them, read them if you like sword and sorcery. Anyways, pardon. But the arc in itself is a kind of a, I mean, if you want the happy ending, it is a good trilogy arc. You have the first one, it introduces the world, you dive in deep, in the richness of it. And hey, the good guys even celebrate a win, even though there's still that overlapping underlying empire that we still have to deal with. Second one, Empire, like you said, it's dark, it's gritty, it gives us, it shows the might of the Empire, to be fair. If you
without the Death Star.
No, 100% without the Death Star. They are like the thing that bugs me. Sorry, little foreshadowing there. It's kind of like what was it? Ants. I think it was Ants. This is the one that did it, but it was they go on the thing of, oh, there's only so many of us, and there's hundreds of them to our one, and they ever figured that out, we're screwed. You don't have that with the Empire. The Empire has, well, clones and then volunteers, and, well, not volunteers after that, but you get my idea. It's like they have quote unquote unlimited numbers, so to speak. And thank you for bringing up Hoth, because I'll be honest. I usually watch the trilogy at least once a year, and Hoth was more brutal this time than I remember it ever being before, and I don't know why. Like, I've seen the same battle. They haven't, like, really done much more, but that both sides enhanced a few of the key moments and whatnot. But okay, so sorry, little manic shift here. And another thing about Hoth, the tow cables. I'm sorry, these. As much as I love the idea of, hey, so I have these tow cables, right? They have, they're strong. I'm just gonna wrap them around these 4 large, really strong legs, and it's just they're not gonna know what to do, dude. I don't know, like that.
One of the things that always bugged me about Empire is, so they sit there and they said, okay, that armor is too tough for blasters, so that they're flying and they can't even dent it. However, 100%. Apparently the armor is not too tough for blasters if it's laying down, and then they can shoot it and blow it up.
Yeah. Why? Huh? What? No.
Yeah, I love it. This reminds me of the what is it? Chicken Robot, when they did Star Wars. Have you ever seen the Chicken Robot?
Wasn't he Fett in the?
Well, they did a lot of ones, but one of the ones they did was where Skywalker's kind of running, and he like goes up and he hits the thing, with his lightsaber to open up the belly of the AT-AT. And there's a dude sitting on the can. So he throws up a grenade, and the guy on the can's like, "What the?" It's just, that was more believable. Like when Luke actually did that, where he ran, and then like towed himself up, took his lightsaber, and then threw in a grenade. I'm like, okay, that's believable.
Yeah.
But to sit there and say in one sentence that armor is too tough for blasters, and then very quickly after it goes down.
Yep.
It goes down, and now all of a sudden it's not too tough. That's an interesting. What was the purpose of tow cables before the evacuation? Asking for a friend.
Yeah. No.
Yep. Maybe the Tauntaun froze before the first marker, and they had to tow it back.
Boo. Boo. No. So, okay. So let's see here if I can possibly justify the tow. Oh, here we go. Someone wearing a But no, Jason, come on. Like, let's be honest here. As much as I want to believe those tow cables can do what they can do, I'm sorry. Like, it's big AT-AT. No, I just it. And here's the thing: if I remember correctly, and people that played N64, please correct me here. I'm pretty sure it's that version.
Dude, that game was epic.
Yep, I remember the shield generators having shield generators themselves, like they had to be taken out. Maybe that was just the point of the game, but I'm like, I don't remember the AT-ATs just getting in range and then just blowing up the shield generator. But maybe I'm just misremember. Oh.
So real quick, I want to go back to the thing where you're talking about in Empire where you had Skywalker two-handing and then you had Vader one-handed.
Yeah.
So that was actually, there's been so many interviews done with Lucas about this, and the actors. So originally Lucas said that the lightsabers were supposed to be very heavy and hard to control. Like they're just emanating so much power that they have to use two hands to just hold it steady and fight.
Yeah.
That was what Lucas said. And so that's why every single fight scene you see with Skywalker, with Mark Hamill, all of them, they two-handed, right?
Okay.
The stunt guy who did a lot of the duel scene for Empire, so it wasn't David Prowse, it was somebody, the stunt guy in the costume. Nobody caught it. He was just like doop doop doop, like nobody caught it when they were filming it. They just thought it looked good.
Yeah.
And so they kept it. And it's technically a big oops, because he was supposed to use two hands. And Lucas has said that repeatedly throughout all of his interviews. So anyway, that's just kind of a fun little thing.
I'm going to use.
Yes. Yes. Bob and see, dude.
There we go.
This guy, like, we should have him on our show.
You should.
Like, he knows everything about it. Like, he's also he's a phenomenal cosplayer as well. Like, we had TJ on last week.
Yeah.
We should bring in, that would be fun.
That would be fun.
Yeah. That would be cool.
I like that. Yeah.
Yeah. Anyway, go ahead. I'm sorry.
Yeah. So I'm going to have to invoke my Nicolas Cage Lord of War deal here, to where it's a good movie. Oh, you're a Lord of War. No, you mean Warlord. I prefer it my way. And that's just, knowing that it was just not caught, but it looked cool. I'm just going to go back to the way of, I think Vader's just toying with him. That makes me feel better.
I mean, yeah. I mean, from a technical aspect, like, okay, so if we pull the technical of actually the oops, I don't think there's anything wrong with that. I think because you can tell throughout that battle that Vader really was kind of, and then like they kind of get into that little hallway, and Vader's like, "Well, I'll just use the Force to smack you around now.
Right?
I don't even need to use my saber. Look, you look stupid right now as you're getting smacked around by all these cargo holding things."
Oh my god! And that pissed me off so much because here he's and then ow, I'm hitting with boxes, and it's just like this to me was plot, whatever the opposite of plot armor is. Okay, and this was just Luke was doomed to fail no matter what.
Yeah, I mean, I think we can all see that coming. Like, there's no way he's beating Vader.
No, but the thing is, I don't like. Okay, so, and we can come back to this too. It's kind of pertinent for this time. So he leaves his training with Yoda and Dagobah to go face Vader because, quote unquote, they would have died without him being there.
Right. Which is very debatable.
Right, exactly. I think it's almost possible to make the Indiana Jones argument for this one.
Ooh, that's interesting.
Take Luke out of Empire.
Luke out of Empire.
Does the same things happen?
Does the film progress in the same manner?
The same things happen. Sorry. Yeah. No, seriously. Like, with the exception of them shooting while they're in the hallway and Leia relays, "Luke, it's a trap," that he doesn't pay attention to. Does he even make sure R2 is with him? No, of course not.
Because, yeah, I mean, Han and Leia would still have gone to Cloud City. Vader would have still been there. They would have captured them.
They were leaving when they had to do a U-turn to come back and pick up Luke.
They were.
I'm just saying. It doesn't.
That is a very interesting. Ooh, what a fantastic idea you just had, sir. Oh,
thank you.
Oh, that is fantastic. I like that. Does the film progress from start to finish without Skywalker?
And with the exception of
it's close.
Hoth. Because Hoth, would they have been able to get everyone evacuated? And would everyone blah 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 if Luke wasn't there making the difference on the battlefield itself? Definitely debatable there. I get it. But the point of after that, which is the first part of the movie, they veer off and Luke does his training. Which, by the way, now we've got to talk about it, Josh, because we're running out of time.
Oh, we are. You are correct. We have about 20 minutes left. Okay.
So we got to talk about this.
What else is on your mind, sir?
The Star Wars sidekick character progression, I think, justifies the use of Ewoks.
What? No way.
First movie we have R2-D2 and C-3PO. Fantastic support characters. They allow comedy. They allow insight where needed. Help. Last minute help. The perfect support characters. Empire. Now we get the introduction of also Yoda, who is like one of the best puppets of all time, and I will die on that hill. Okay?
No, I'm not going to argue with that. Yeah, I think he. Yeah,
and he is just our little dude. Come on, and yes, we can talk about the seagulls stopping now. Okay, nope. Never mind.
No. Prequels are next week.
No, not sequels. Seagulls.
Oh, seagulls. Sorry.
Seagulls, stop it now. It's the bad lip reading, the one that they
right.
Anyways, but point is Yoda, for a good portion of the film, is the comic relief. He brings us like, oh, it's funny, he's quirky, and he hits R2-D2 with the stick. I love it. It just. My thing is, though, okay, so then we're from Yoda, then we get to the Ewoks, which I think is just the progression of the sidekicks, and hey, they're numerous and they're a big old tribe. So loosely, but yeah, go for it.
I have heard a rumor. I don't know if this is 100% true, but I have heard this rumor.
What you got?
That originally Return of the Jedi, the Ewoks were supposed to be Wookiees.
Okay.
Due to budgetary reasons, and
they couldn't get that much faux fur.
They couldn't find enough actors to pull it off of Lucas's vision. 7 foot tall dudes. Second, it was CGI hadn't caught up with where you could just CGI in a bunch of people,
true,
and make it look good.
Still,
so they went with the Ewoks. Well, that's interesting. There is a difference between a support character and a sidekick. I
can make that. Yeah, definitely that distinction. I agree.
The Ewok thing really bugged me as a kid, and then even as an adult, because I'm like, you have this elite fighting force, right? We saw what they could do in Empire Strikes Back, and here they are being made look like a bunch of derps, just like it was almost like to the point where like I was waiting for one of them to take the blaster, point it at his face, and go, "I think it's jammed," and then shoot himself. Like it was just like when. Okay, so Han they are arrested. They are surrounded. You have ATSTs on each side.
Yep.
You have a legion of garrison around them, and not one of them can bring this fool down. Like not one. He grabs a dude, throws him into another dude, and it's just chaos assumes. And the guy standing like literally 6 inches away from him couldn't just go like, nah. It really bothered me. Just how they made this. I mean, the Empire is an elite. Oh yeah, Lando had sidekicks. The Empire is like they were up to that point something to be feared and scared, and it was like, oh my god. I mean, I remember Han, like the whole thing on Cloud City. Han walks in, the doors open, and Vader stands up, and it was just like, and then you got Han just shoots, and he just uses his hands to deflect. He's like, and it's like, whatever. Here, oh, by the way, I need your gun now. Thanks.
Would you like lunch?
Yeah, we would love it if you would join us. It's like just so cold, but it really was. It was like the Empire was scary. They were scary, and I don't know what happened with Return of the Jedi. It bothers me because you have this massive elite force that just gets so watered down, and it's a joke.
I think my biggest question there is, and keep in mind, I've never been leader of an elite intergalactic empire, so there is that. Okay,
you are missing out.
I know. Who has the time? Realistically, it's the logistics of the thing. People,
funding,
when you're walking around, you're like stormtrooper. No, I don't. It's no. But it's. How long does it take to get more fleet there? That was one of my biggest hangups with Return, is the fact that, okay, hey, guess what? Something's going along like with the Death Star. The new one that's our like big main big thing besides like the other couple of things that we're dealing with. But like one of our big things on our plate is this whole planet destroying space station. Can we maybe send a few extra ships? That's fine. It's got a foolproof system like the last one. What?
Oh wait, they can fly into it now?
Yeah, well, it's
crap.
Hey. They have a code. It's a little old, but it checks out, okay?
Yeah,
it's fine.
Just because it's like an 8-month-old code.
This is why you update your passwords, okay? We're not just talking cybersecurity here, okay? No.
No, I mean, look, I will say this: the special effects in Return of the Jedi, phenomenal. And they still hold up to this day. They really do.
100%.
I love the transition of Luke Skywalker, where he really is through that entire film teetering between the dark side and the light. I mean, he's not. I mean, he force chokes two Gamorrean guards, and he's like, yeah, this is normal.
Yep.
He rages out and beats Vader. I mean, this whole thing happens. I love the introduction of the Emperor and just how evil and just malicious the Emperor really truly is. I wish that Luke. I mean, I understand that Lucas needed to wrap it up, and he needed to make sure that the Empire loses, and that there's not a stalemate. And I get that. I mean, it was.
Oh, they would have made that easily 4 movies, if not more, to this day if they had.
I don't think audiences would have accepted it if they had done that. You know. I mean, at that day and age.
Well, yeah, but like, what about those? Like, in granted, you know, I know they had non-happy ending movies. Which, by the way, if anyone wants to look one up, Dodgeball's alternate ending. Anyways, but it was one of the, like, I always kind of thought about that. Like, what would happen if they stalemated? Maybe Palpatine lives, maybe he doesn't, maybe he's really, really wounded, maybe Vader doesn't fully
somehow Palpatine comes back. Oh. Sorry.
Josh, bad.
I have failed. I have failed. I have failed.
That means I win.
You do. You win. You get a Snickers.
But so here's the thing. If Return, I think, would have been really, really cool. And keep in mind, guys, I have not read the books, and I'm only going off of what friends have told me about the books, you know, so go with me on that. I just think, from person who loves stories, is if Return would have finished off, both sides are wounded, both sides are hurting, both sides have lost. And then the next movie is the culmination, or the introduction of Luke and the Gray Path, which would have, to me, kind of explain his use of force choking or use of some of the dark side powers, because that's the whole point of the Gray Path. Again, guys, correct me here when I'm speaking incorrectly, but it's kind of not the perfect marrying of both light and dark, but it's the best kind of assimilation of both of them to a viable path that it's not unfeeling like the Jedi, but it's not evil and rage filled like the dark side. And I just really think that would have overall brought in just a much better overall story. Now, I will completely coincide with you, Josh, and I don't think, especially back then, having a 4-part movie series would have been probably the best. And, you know, sometimes people's attention spans aren't that long, considering how long we have to wait for certain shows of season 5. I'm looking at you, Netflix. Anyways, but
just because Stranger Things took 2 years, it's
fine. I almost lost the will to watch them again. Okay, I really wanted to see what happened. Damn it, you killed off Eddie. Anyway,
one of the moms from Stranger Things is coming to Fan Expo this year.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Which Nancy or no? Not
Wheeler, the one
Wheeler's
who played.
Dude, okay, so
the actress who played Wheeler, Nancy Wheeler, yeah.
Dude, to high five that lady. I know she's just pardon me, not just an actress, but it's one of those. I know she's not her character, okay, but the fact that she made me care about this character that realistically was not really a worry, and I was like, she dies. No, Nancy Wheeler came into her freaking own in season 5. She is a freaking badass. Sorry, I know we're talking Star Wars, but I had to say that. Anywho, one thing that I do have to mention, and I did want to watch the Mythbusters episode of this, and I didn't have time to be able to properly locate it, and that is New Hope. Maybe, and I thought maybe you could shed some light on this, good sir. The New Hope, we're with Luke and Leia. We've split off from Chewie and Han. We're stuck with the passageway where they do the swing with his rope, right? From the angle, and the church, I'm not to be like a rules like lawyer here or whatnot, but yes. It just, I didn't see that string retract or like pull them up. And so Yes, Sir Roberts. We are talking prequels next week, 1, 2, and 3. And I believe Josh is centering himself for those. You know, before that's his real big warm up before then than the later ones. So if you ever want to watch Josh blow a gasket, just wait. I can't wait.
So okay, funny story. We were talking off stream about the new trilogy. I call it. I don't know what the hell you call it. The First Order trilogy. Sure.
Yeah, there you go.
And we got to the third film, and I had mentioned some stuff. Travis hasn't seen it yet, and he was like, "What? No, did they do X, Y, or Z?" And I was like, and I lost it. I was like, "Oh!" And so I started showing him screenshots of the film, and I think I ranted for a good 40 minutes to where Travis was like, he's just kind of sat there and he did this. Followed by he was like, my dinner is now cold.
You know, and the thing is, you know, to be fair, you know, you keep trying to like. I think today was a valid deal. We can talk 4, 5, and 6 in an hour. Not a problem.
Yeah.
The prequels probably might be a little bit longer than that. You know,
could be. Yeah.
Maybe a little bit. We'll try to stick around to an hour, but you know, I'll be honest. And here's the thing, guys. I have not watched episode 9 because of everything that has come about it. Because from what I've heard from Josh, the other general friends and whatnot, I haven't watched it. I have it. It's sitting right on my shelf. Have I watched it? No. But now I'm going to be forced to finally see on how good or bad it is, and then be able to call Josh out. I don't think I'll be able to because it's. Anyways, we're not supposed to talk about those right now. Cool.
Yeah. So yeah.
Oh yes. And in fact, actually, no, we're not supposed to be able to talk about the prequels.
No prequels right now. That's for next week.
Right. But we will reference that because I have a whole thing.
So when do you not have a thing?
Well, we never have opinions to share, Josh, right?
That's why true.
Because no one's sharing opinions about
Nobody is sharing opinions about Star Wars on the internet. So therefore, we have to have a thing, and we have to share our opinions. Yeah.
One thing though that I will say is one of the funniest, and it's obviously dark, but one of the funniest little things about that has come out from the Star Wars franchise, big, small, amusement park, I don't care. One of the coolest little things was they made someone actually made the 3D print type thing. I don't think they actually went out and like made the physical thing for like actual purchase, but it was the burned corpses of Uncle Ben and Farouk. Like, you know, it's just one of those that out of everything, you have all these intricate ships, all these, you know, different things. And then someone took the time to, by the way, here are the dead aunt and uncle. Some people get a little morbid out there. And hey, don't get me wrong. I chuckled. I love that panoramic shot and I hate it all at the same time.
So this is one of so speaking of the enhancement that Lucas did, this is one of the ones that I was very well done. It helped add to the story because you can see the pilot now turn his head, look around. The panoramic shot was pretty good. The biggest problem though that I had with A New Hope is so it's supposed to be this epic space battle, and you really only have like 5 ships. That's it. Well, and I mean, granted, I understand they are all models. They're not going to sit there and hand make 8,000 ships, and that's why I liked Return of the Jedi, is because that space battle was epic. There was like 30 Star Destroyers, and there was like 60 X-wings and A-wings and B-wings, and they were zooming around all over the place. I thought it was really, really well done. I loved the Return of the Jedi, the space battle. The New Hope one was kind of like, it's kind of underwhelming. I mean,
well,
1977. Yeah, it was. I'm sure it was epic the first time anyone ever saw it on the screen. I mean, I can't I can't besmirch that. But really, there's only like 5 ships, maybe 6.
Right. But the thing, especially about the ships that, you mentioned the iconic scene earlier, as you should have, because if, one of us didn't bring it up, what the hell are we doing? And that's the opening shot of, the one ship,
Star Destroyer.
the Star Destroyer coming out, right? And then we see in Empire, oh yeah, by the way, those are one of the small ones.
Oh, right.
And then just like I believe even Vader's ship is smaller than the Emperor's ship. The Emperor is obviously the biggest one, and it's just it it was one of those. First off, I always kind of remembered as a kid saying, "Man, how big do these cheese wedges get?" But it's just it.
Cheese wedges.
Well, that's what. Come on, man. They look a little, a little cheese, but hey, this was like 12-year-old Travis being like, it looks like cheese. But I don't know. Like, let me ask you this, Josh, and this might be the last, but since you were able, because I was not able to see the original trilogy like during release because I was just a little guy.
Well, I mean, I was born in 77. So.
Right. And it is, baby. But my question to you is this: try to put yourself back in Josh's, like, kid Josh, back when you first saw it. Now, I mean, obviously, I kind of loading this question here a little bit, but bear with me. Is if you saw the regular version that was originally released,
yes,
versus the enhanced version,
yes,
do you really think that would have blown little Josh's mind that much further? Would have made that big of an impact? Are those enhancements worth it to our audience?
I don't believe so, in my opinion, because as a kid, it was just, oh man, it was just awe-inspiring.
Right.
Watching it as a kid, it was right up there with Trek. Every time I watched Trek, I was just like, oh my gosh. Now, okay, for all the nerds, I am mostly a Next Generation Star Trek nerd. I did not really get into Trek until the Next Generation. My mom and dad were huge Shatner and original Trek series, and it just wasn't my jam until the Next Generation came along, and I started watching. And I was like, man, this stuff is awesome. Mm-hmm. So I say that with, like the effects that they did with Trek, the effects that they were doing with Star Wars, all of that stuff was just, it as a kid, it blew my imagination wide open. And I loved it because then I could, I would literally daydream, about my own adventures in that land. It was really, really cool. So no, I mean, I can, as an adult, like this shot that we're looking at, I like that they redid it, and you can see, I mean, it just adds nuances. But did Lucas really have to do it?
No.
Okay. As a filmmaker, so as a filmmaker, and I am not anywhere close to the world that is Lucas, but I find myself looking at the previous films that I have. You are correct. As a kid, there was absolutely it was just awe and just,
right. We were just thankful to have movies to coincide with our geekdom. That was awesome. Yeah.
I look at the previous short films and things that I have done in years past, and now that my skill level has increased, and I look at it and I go, I could re-edit this. I could tweak this. But I was listening to a thing called, I was listening to Ben Burtt once to do an interview. He said something that's always kind of stuck with me. Ben Burtt said, films are never released. They escape. You run out of time and it leaves your hands. And I think it's very true. And I mean, I understand Lucas wanting to go back and tweak things that now the technology had caught up to what he really wanted to do, and he wanted to add things to it, and things that really frustrated him with the films.
Give it a little bit more depth, yeah.
But honestly, I think he should have just left it alone.
Okay.
It was like A New Hope. People won awards for editing. His wife won awards for her editing. They won awards for obviously the film score, a bunch of stuff. And I think you should just leave it, just let it be. Like, it escaped. That's your film. There it is. There's your art. I kind of liken it to, well, what if Picasso was still alive? Would he go back and start, oh, well, I'm going to tweak my painting and I'm going to add this to it. I'm going to add that. Let me put some paint thinner. I'm going to scrub this out because I don't like it now. Just no, let it rest. Let it be.
I'm sorry. Go ahead.
That's I guess that's my internal turmoil with what Lucas, when he started messing with the original trilogy, tweaking it and then tweaking it. And I mean, Han, like in A New Hope, now walking around this slug that didn't exist before and stepping on its tail. I was like, no.
Oh.
Yeah.
Wookie, nipple pinchy. Anyways. Sorry. Hey, and there was one thing that I'm sorry. I don't know Jabba's language, but I'm sorry. Lechuga just sounds like something that he would always just freaking say. Anyway, sorry. It's a little joke there. And I was like, okay, Travis, that's left field. Anyways, my question to you, sir, if I can finish off with things, is this.
Well, we are a couple minutes over.
Oh, we are. Okay, well, I'll save it for next time.
Okay.
What was he going to ask?
As always, I will give you the last words.
The original trilogy is that. It is the original trilogy. Say what you want about the saga, prequel, sequels, whatever you want to say. The original, still to this day, holds up to the test of time, in my opinion. There are so many things about it, regardless if you look at the enhanced version or not. There is something in it for everybody. And I think that even if people were into the new action sci-fi, let's say the new action like Star Trek, and I've watched only the new Star Trek and Transformers. Okay, cool. You want to see really cool stories and in-depth character, it's just the original trilogy will always hold that place, no matter, I think, what comes out with it, no matter who has control of the franchise. No matter what happens, I think to this day, people will always say, yeah, even though I just said these negative things about it, but the original trilogy is still amazing. Yeah, that's my thing, and I'm sticking to it.
With that said, thank you to everyone who has tuned in. Next week, we are talking Star Wars, the prequels. You see, me see. All that good jazz. So we will see you all next week.
And we all don't like sand.
Oh, it's very coarse.
Sand?
It's everywhere.
Yeah.
Or so I've been told. Thanks for hanging out with us for an hour while we talk nerd stuff. And
yes, thanks everybody.
We will see you all next week.
Have a good one.